Yo, 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 what is going on? This is Freedom from Alcohol, the podcast where we help you change your relationship with alcohol so that you can lose the desire for it and break free from it and keep moving away from it. That is our goal here. So thank you for listening. My name is Chris Shatek, joined by Lauren Howman and Matt Gardiner. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hello,
hey.
hello.
Happy holiday season. I know, Matt, you're in Canada. So when is
hmm
Thanksgiving for you guys up there?
Thanksgiving was like a month ago.
So
We
you already
usually
had
do
that.
correct. I'm
Okay,
full of
all right.
turkey, long since digested. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
So, and is there really a difference between USA Thanksgiving and Canada Thanksgiving? I guess I don't even know.
I don't think so. Like you guys, is it turkey? Is it a
Oh
turkey? Is
yeah.
the yeah? So we do
Well,
turkey and
except in my family, my wife is a vegan, so
oh,
it's
tofurkey.
we don't get that. Oh God, a tofurkey's so bad. It's so bad. We
Yeah,
get thank God we get to we're going out to eat, so I get like a traditional Thanksgiving meal this year. I'm so freaking pumped about that. But
beautiful,
go
beautiful.
ahead. So you guys do the turkey, the
Yeah, everything.
stuffing.
Yeah, man, everything. The
Okay.
whole. Otherwise identical. We have the Canadian Football League on the TV at the time instead of NFL. So very similar to the American Thanksgiving, just a bit earlier.
All right. Well, cool. Yeah. The reason we're talking about the holiday season because it is upon us wherever you are. Whatever you celebrate. It's that time of the year where we get together with friends, with family, with loved ones. We celebrate, and what goes hand in hand with that, usually, if you think about it, is alcohol, right? I know when I was a drinker, man, that was the time of the year where everything was okay. You could get drunk and it didn't matter. And it's the holidays. We don't really have to pay attention to work. We're gonna woo,
hmm
we're gonna have a good time. And my daughter's first Christmas, I freaking passed out under the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve, and that was embarrassing. So, I've had my fair share of holiday drunken stories. But we want to talk about in this episode, like how to get through the holidays without drinking, right? So if you're going
hmm
alcohol free right around this time, we want to give you some pointers, some tips to not just like survive the holiday season. I want to make it a point that we don't call this surviving the holiday season. I want you to thrive through it, right? I don't want it to be like this thing that you just get through and grin and bear it and you're, gritting your teeth, hoping that it'll work. Because honestly, if you approach it that way, then it's going to suck, and you're not going to want to do it, right? So let's thrive through the holidays without alcohol, because no matter what you're telling yourself right now, I'm here to tell you, you can go through the holidays without drinking any alcohol. It's doable. I've done it now for 3 years. This will be my fourth. And as a matter of fact, it is a lot more enjoyable. And there's not the guilt and the shame that comes with, oh, what did I do? Oh, I'm embarrassing myself from my family. All that crap. You'll remember the holidays. You'll remember these treasured moments with whoever you are with. So one of the things that I want to just put out there is really um, be clear about what you're doing. Be commit to yourself is how I want to word it. Like, uh, don't just kind of sort of say, well, let's see what happens. Let's try. The language that we use is really important. And if you say, well, I'm just going to try to make it through the holidays without drinking, you're already setting yourself up to not succeed, right? We talk about this a lot with our clients. It's like the language that we use really does matter. And we tell people all the time, don't say things like try. Well, I'm going to see how long I can go this time. Counting the days, all this kind of stuff. Like, just say no. Just commit to, I am not going to drink through the holidays. Now, whether that's you want to continue being alcohol free beyond the new year, beyond the holidays, don't worry about that right now. But if, at least for the time being, be convicted in your language of, I am not going to drink during the holidays, and commit it to yourself. I'm assuming you guys agree with me on that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
words. Yeah, word choice is huge. We could talk about the soft talk. We say, I might, I'll try my best, or one day I'll stop. Any of that kind of language that shows up, it's giving you an out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
So
and
what are
then
we talking about? Are we talking about people who are brand new sober? Are we talking about people who have been around the block a couple times? So, let's start with the people who are like never had a sober holiday before. Like Matt, what's your biggest tip for them? Like you're newly sober. Thanksgiving
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. Number one tip. I mean, for me, I always like I lean into the fact that I find drinks rewarding. So I still filled my fridge with all sorts of colorful, sparkly waters, red and green, as strawberry and lime. It just so happens to be Christmas colors as well. It's fun,
yeah,
right? Ginger ale, like if I'm really gonna let my hair down. I don't generally drink like super sugary drinks. So, but ginger ale to me is like, I remember both my parents drinking ginger ale, and it was a big part of my upbringing. So Canada Dry is like my favorite. So I have a little 6-pack of those in there, you know what I'm saying?
Little
So
six-pack soda.
yeah, hey, baby. And then of course the NA beers that you can get too, right? So all these different NA options, just because I love the sound of the cracking of the can and the cheers. And you can still cheers, right? I can still cheers my
Yes.
wife, and we do.
Yes.
So that's it for me, is just having a night there. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
Some
there
nice
we go.
healthy water for
Clink.
myself.
got
Clink.
my
Yeah.
pinky up now. Hold on. Here we go.
Mm.
Pinky.
Yeah, get that pinky up. Get that
Oh
pinky
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
so
was
that would actually be my number one,
mine.
would be
Yeah.
make sure you have a good drink, because we deserve to be fancy even if we're not drinking. And so you can feel a little bit left out if you're just like, oh my God, please don't say that you're just going to drink water for the rest of your life. Like, you can still have a fun glass even if you're at
Yeah.
work. This is Gatorade. I know it
I
looks
was
like
gonna ask. It was
you
either
want.
Gatorade
Gatorade
or
or
wine
Mountain
glass.
Dew. I was thinking it was
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. So
Yeah.
The
okay.
Gatorade. I am hooked on this yellow Gatorade. I have
Yeah.
never had it in my life. I thought it was
So good.
disgusting, even though I
No.
never really had it. And then I had some and I was like, okay, this is mine now.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm stuck on it. But you still get to be bougie. You can have a nice wine glass. You can have a beer mug. You can have the big frosty beer mug if you want and put an NA drink in it. But having something so you don't feel awkward, like we need to have something in our hands when we're socializing. So that was going to be my number one for like a newbie, having something ginger beer or some kind of like pretty with mint or pretty ice cubes. Maybe we're dressing our drinks with fruits and things like that. Who knows? But just
Yeah.
so that you're not feeling like the only person there with a stupid water and everybody else is
Mhm.
having something different. And then the other thing I was going to say, so that it's not, I feel like if we can do things with our hands, we're happy campers. So when we're eating, we're
Yeah.
happy. When we're drinking, we're happy. So I actually bought a bunch of canvases, little tiny canvases from the Dollar Tree this year. I bought like 12 of them. They're $1.25 each. And I already have all the acrylic paint and like disposable paint brushes and stuff. But I'm going to bring art for everyone to do, because I might get bored. That's just the way it is. I don't know if it's going to be raining or if it's going to be really cold, but if we get stuck in the house, I've got 2 kids. There's going to be, I think, 8 kids total. And then there's going to be adults. I'm actually going to go back and buy more art supplies, because I will do a painting. I will paint something on Thanksgiving Day if there's nothing else going on. So just giving myself something to do so I'm not sitting around getting bored, because the people that are drinking, they're not bored because they're just getting really stupid. And you don't have to plan a lot when you are drinking, because the drinking just starts and it kind of takes you on your way. And usually it's nowhere
Yeah.
good, but we need to make plans if we're not drinking. And so that's what I'm doing with the artwork.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna add to that. It's like kind of the unsexy way of looking at it. But just remember, just be consistent. Like, just because it's the holidays doesn't mean like, oh, I'm gonna eat like 4,000 calories a day and all this. Because then the justifications is like this big backslide. Like, I just do everything that I would normally do, and that's what I did my first year. I'm like, I'm still working out every day. I'm still playing guitar for at least 10 minutes a day. My habits didn't change, and it just so happened to go through the holiday season, right? So it's perhaps, yeah, it's like the unsexier, boring, quote unquote, way to do it. But it's like, it's being consistent is incredibly important. So just because it's the holidays doesn't mean you have to like gorge yourself on food and drink, right? I mean, I guess you can if you want, right? But just look at it and just go, okay, well, just because it's the holiday season doesn't mean I have to have all these backslides and be able to justify to myself, because one justification leads to the next. Just do your thing. And it's just like any other day. It just happens to be a holiday season. It's still enhanced by the holiday season, but still just stay grounded and do what you've been doing in the past that's helped you stay alcohol free.
Yeah.
But
No
that
doubt about
actually
that.
becomes sexy, doesn't it? That is a little sexy. Consistency becomes
Well,
sexy when you get it all
sure,
done. You're like,
but
oh,
not when you're on the other side of it. It wasn't sexy to me when I was a drinker. I'm like, that sounds
True.
horrible, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying through that lens.
Okay.
Well, in general, that's people's biggest fear about quitting drinking is, oh, it's so boring. It's my life is going to be like, dull.
Yeah.
It's if you want to look at it like that, okay, go ahead. But really, when you do start, disciplining yourself, having a routine, getting consistent, yeah, it might be a little bit boring to some, but I would much rather have that where it's like I know how I'm going to feel. I know that I'm doing the things I said I'm going to do. And to me, that's 1,000 times better than just being stupid and getting drunk and then being disappointed in myself. So we have to really change our mindset around it. We talk about it all the time, right? And like, if you're going to approach, whether it's the holidays like we're talking about now or any time when you quit drinking, you get to choose how you look at it and how you approach it. You can look at it as a sacrifice and, oh, this is going to be really tough. And all my friends are going to be drinking. All my family's going to be drinking. And I don't get to. Oh, poor me. You know what? If you want to look at it that, I don't think your chances of being successful are going to be very good. On the other hand, if you go, you know what? I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna look at this as an opportunity. I'm gonna, make myself proud. I'm gonna stick to what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna still be around family. I'm going to still enjoy it because it's not like you need alcohol to enjoy the holidays. Think about when you were a kid. It was the greatest freaking time of your life and you didn't have any booze, right? It's
Yeah.
being with people, it's socializing, it's just the togetherness, right? But you've been programmed, like we all have, to go and think that, oh well, without alcohol the holidays are just not as fun or not as exciting. We have to unlearn these things, right? So look, go into it with the right mindset of like, you know what, it's going to be different. It's going to take some adjusting. But if I have a plan, if I get myself some fun drinks, there's plenty to choose from out there that are non-alcoholic, like you guys were talking about. Be prepared. Know what I'm going to tell people. Don't wishy-wash with people and say, well, I'm kind of trying not to drink this holiday season. Say I'm not. So that way, if somebody offers you a drink, you don't go, well, okay, all right, fine. Right. You really have to be steadfast in that. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Um, but it's really important to do that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is getting support, right? Like not trying to figure it out all on your own. That's why we have a Facebook group. It's called Freedom from Alcohol, same name as the podcast. If you're not already in there, make sure you join up with it because there's other people that are doing the same thing. And you go, okay, I'm not out on an island here. And you can talk about it like, hey, anybody else experience this? Yeah, I felt this. And the community is amazing in there. So, and whether it's our group or something else, you don't have to go it alone. You don't have to white knuckle it. Like, figure out what's going to be best for you to again not only survive the holiday season but really thrive. So,
Yeah.
would you guys add anything else?
I liked Lauren, what you said. I want to use it as a quote. It could almost be on a shirt. Bougie, not boozy. Like it's gonna be bougie, not
Ooh.
boozy. I wanted a little
Bougie,
callback there. I want to
Yes.
do actually a quick. I keep forgetting to do this. A quick shout out to one of my neighbors, actually, Karen, who listens to this show every week. And
Oh
she always
wow.
posts it. She says, "I listen to it in my sauna." So I imagine as we speak, when in the future, as I speak right now, Karen, you're listening to me in your sauna. So thank you for being a weekly listener.
Hey,
And
Karen.
shout
What
out
up,
Karen.
Karen? Get out
Yes,
those toxins. They're sweating. They're coming out of her right now. I need to get
literally,
myself a sauna. Do you guys have a
right?
sauna?
I do. I have one of those ones that like you can sit in it and then like
Okay.
your head is kind of exposed. It looks weird, but it's fantastic.
I'm picturing you in it right now. It's kind of a fun image. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do you have a sauna, Lauren?
I wish. No, I would like one, and I would probably get the same one, Matt, that you got, just for
they're wicked.
affordability. And I think it would also be nice to not have my head in the sauna because I kind of like to not have a hot head while everything
Totally.
else can get steamy. But I love a good sauna, so I'm jealous of Karen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Yeah, I gotta
go.
get me one of those too. Yeah, good stuff. What up, Karen? I appreciate you listening. And if
If you
you
want to shout out on our show, you gotta put something in the notes and say
That's
want
right.
to hear a shout out. We'll say hi to you next week.
well, and
100%.
that's a good point, right? Because we're always looking for topics and what people want to hear about too. So if you're listening and going, I wish you guys would talk about this. Hey, we're open for it, right? Do the work for
Yeah.
that way you can do the prep work for us and you give us a topic, we'll do it. You can always send me an email. It's chris@coachbychris.com. So chris@coachbychris.com. And just say, hey, why don't you guys talk about this in the podcast? And we'll happily do it as long as it makes sense to do it. And that's the website, by the way. If you want to go to coachbychris.com, you can get more information about how we work with people. We have a community. We're coaches, we're life coaches, we're alcohol-free coaches. We help people lose the desire for alcohol, break free from it, go have amazing lives. And we've had wonderful, wonderful clients. We have a 96% success rate. So if you've been listening to us for a while, or maybe this is your first time listening, I just want to point it out that that is one of the things that we do. We have this opportunity for you to break free from alcohol by working with us. So go to coachbychris.com and you can book a call with me right there to see if we'd be a good fit for you. But happy holidays. I know, it's a really fun, festive time of the year, and it can still be without alcohol. So if you are going through this season for your first time without alcohol, maybe it's you've tried it before and it wasn't successful or whatever. You can do this, right? You are way more powerful than you give yourself credit for. And even if you're not thinking, I need to stop drinking forever, but I want to give myself a break, I want to prove to myself that I can get through a challenging time like the holidays without boozing, you'd be surprised at how good it'll feel. And then you can keep going if you want to, right? So we'll wrap it up there today, guys. So happy holidays to all of you. And
Yeah.
we'll see you next time on another episode of Freedom from Alcohol.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Enjoy.